Welcome to today's inspirational discourse. Imagine you step into a room. There is no light in this room, no sunlight. It is so dark that you can't see anything ahead. Now, do you think you will be able to walk ahead with confidence? Probably not. You would be afraid that you might bump into something and hurt yourself. So, you try to use your hands to rearrange the items you come in contact with, possibly some furniture, so you can make your way forward. In the longer run, do you think that would be the best solution? Probably not, because you don't need to rearrange the items in the room. All you need to do is turn the light switch on. Similarly, in life, we come across many obstacles, many problems, and we often say that I need to rearrange this. I need a change of place. I need to change my job, etc. But do you think that is the lasting solution? No. The real and lasting solution is to illuminate the mind by the light of the soul. So no matter what the problem or obstacle may be, you can work your way through in the guidance of your own inner light. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there is a dialogue between King Janaka and sage Yajnavalkya. King Janak asks sage Yajnavalkya-ji, "From where does a man receive light?" Sage Yajnavalkya says, "From the light of the sun. It is due to this light man goes out, sits, does his work, and then comes home." King Janak further asked, "When the sun sets, then from where does man receive light from?" Sage Yajnavalkya answered, "From the moon." "And when the moon also sets, where does a man receive light from?" inquired King Janak. "Then fire is the light," emphasizes sage Yajnavalkya. With his curious mind, King Janak questions ahead, but when fire also extinguishes, where does a man receive light from then? Sage Yajnavalkya said, "Atma evasya Jyotir bhavati." The light of your soul, your inner world, lights up your path then. It is this inner light that continuously guides you throughout your life. But today, there seems to be a lot of negative energy around. There are shootings, there is violence, terrorism, and various other social issues. There is so much uncertainty around our current situation, the pandemic, which is in turn leading to an increase in depression. In the history of our experience as human beings, we have come to accept the notion of a struggle between light and darkness. We believe that light is good and darkness is evil, because that is the perception we've always had, and there has never seemed to be a need to challenge it. The simple reason behind this perception is that when the light is on, you can see things and understand what's going on. A light from the sun provides warmth, and it is the giver of life. Darkness, on the other hand, makes us afraid as we stand in it because we can't see and we don't know what's coming at us. At a primitive level, it is obvious that light is considered good and darkness is considered evil. Gurudev Sri Ashutosh Maharaji narrates an allegory. One time, Mr. Darkness went to God and said, God, you just have to do something. You've got to do something. The sun is always bothering me without any given reason. It just follows me everywhere I go. It follows me around wherever I go and makes me run away. It's getting a little too much. It seems it is jealous of me. God says, that is very wrong. Why does it do that? God ordered the sun to come. God asked the sun, why do you bother darkness all the time? The sun god, with a surprise, said, me? Bothering darkness? I don't even know anyone named Darkness, then how can I bother him? But Darkness himself has complained against you, said God. The sun god said that, Lord, if I have bothered someone, I am extremely sorry and ready to apologize. Please call Mr. Darkness. When God called Darkness, Mr. Darkness never came. Why? Because darkness could not be in the presence of light. They cannot coexist. Wherever there is light, it is hard for darkness to sustain. Let's further understand the concept of light and life through this activity. We have a candle in a transparent jar, a lighter, or a matchstick. The candle is placed inside this transparent jar. It is lit with a lighter, and you can now see the flame of light. Now let's cover this candle with a lid on top of this jar and close the jar. What do you think is going to happen? Eventually, the flame will extinguish. Why? Because it needs oxygen for combustion. And in the absence of that oxygen for combustion, it extinguishes. The result being darkness. And this is exactly what happens in our inner world. When we don't provide ourselves with the oxygen, the life force of positivity, darkness is the result. We will move towards vices rather than virtues. We provide entrance to anger, ego, jealousy, etc. And hence, we prepare ourselves for our own destruction. We need to continuously nourish our soul with the light of meditation. It was Lord Buddha's last day in this mortal world. Anand, one of the closest disciples, was crying and weeping. Anand was not yet enlightened. He was saying, Lord, you are a spiritual guru and a beacon to me, and all of us on this journey of enlightenment. Now you are leaving us. What will happen to us? What will happen to me? Who will show us the right way and the right path? Who will take me and guide me on this spiritual journey? The whole world and life was in utter darkness to us, and you came in our life as our light. Who will show us this light now, Lord? Lord Buddha just opened his eyes and said, Apo Dipo Bhava. He said, just be a light unto yourself. Nobody can give this light to you. Lord Buddha pointed towards light. We all have to move towards this divine light that is hidden in each one of us, to be the light itself. We need to give up all the unnecessary traits that act as a hindrance in our progress on the path of self-development. And let's challenge our own selves to become better individuals. We can even start by implementing one change at a time. Once an alcoholic. After hearing the ill effects of alcohol, was so motivated to give up alcohol. He pledged he will never even touch a bottle of alcohol in his whole life. His wife was so proud of him, and so were his kids. While leaving for work in the morning, he was reminded by his wife regarding the vow that he has taken. He said, "Yes, of course, I do remember my pledge, don't you worry." And he left the house. He worked all day. While he was returning home, he happened to pass by a liquor store, that same liquor store from where he used to drink alcohol from. He started walking towards the store, but he was reminded of his pledge. Now there was a war between his mind and intellect. The intellect said, "Wow, you have just admitted defeat on the first day. That's all the willpower you have? That's it?" Then his mind intervened and said, "There is no worth in this pledge. You're not going to get awarded for leaving alcohol. Life is meant to be enjoyed. You won't harm anyone if you just drink a little today." There was a tussle between his mind and intellect. Sometimes the mind would overpower, and sometimes the intellect. Finally, his willpower took the lead. He went past that liquor store without drinking any. He gave a pat on his back. "Wow, man, you made it. What a willpower you have. You went past that liquor store without having a single shot. I am very proud of you. Ask what you want and your wish will be fulfilled. How about I treat you to a drink in this victory of yours?" And you know where that guy ended up going to? The liquor store, of course. I'm sure we can relate to something similar like this, because we probably treat ourselves in the same way. So be wise in fulfilling your resolutions. Be honest with yourself when you have taken up a challenge towards self-development. Remember to challenge yourselves, to commit to a habit, and then conquer. Rely on the continuous guidance from the light of your own soul. Be a lamp or a lifeboat or a ladder. Help someone's soul heal. But before that, reignite the light in yourself. Be a light unto yourself. Boliye Satguru Maharaj Ji ki Jai. Sache Darbar ki Jai.